What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 6, Episode 3 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is Jmack Gaming.
Chad, we're here at the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes, the 2004 Cruiserweight Classic.
Oh!
Don't let that fool you.
Yeah, what the hell, Chad? What the hell? There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Solved.
We're here, 2004
The whole time.
Cruiserweight Classic, which was formerly known as Rising Sun. Chad's favorite pay-per-view of the year, where he lost Eddie Guerrero.
And all the Japan talent lost their matches.
Well, not Masawa, as he beat Eddie Guerrero and kicked him out the door. Which started a big rivalry and the Masawa Eddie Guerrero jinx that the two could not be in the same room together, because when Masawa signed with WWE, I think Eddie Guerrero got caught with drugs or something, and I fired him the day after or something like that.
Yeah, he got pulled over by a cop and had drugs or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rising Sun, the old pay-per-view that competed with WWE, was held in Japan. Every year we got some great matches like Chris Jericho and Davey Boy Smith, Hollywood Hogan and Raven. But then we also saw Dreamer and DDP. So all the Japanese talent were here in forces in 1999. In 2000, oh my God, what was that opening match on the pre-show, Chad? Honky Tonk Man and Evan Courageous getting a 13. Welcome to Japan. Honky Tonk Man beat Evan Courageous. You shouldn't have been allowed back into America after that fucking booking, Chad. 2000, AJ Styles, Dean Malenko, Stardust over Kurt Hennig. Team WCW beat Team New Japan. What a shock. Sting over Foley, Steiner over Psychosis, Bret Hart over Masawa, and Raven over Owen.
I love how it was Team New Japan. It had Hiroshi Tenzan, Kenta Kobashi, Kaiji Muto, and
Jun Akiyama.
And Scott Hall.
Scott Hall, who's now there now. And on the pre-show...
He's there now. It was just foreshadowing.
And on the pre-show, Chono over Hashimoto.
Yes.
What the hell were you? What the hell were you? Did you know who Hashimoto was at that point?
Who knows?
I can answer that question. Sting, Lex Luger the next year after Samoa Joe, Lodi, Shannon Moore over Taka, Jericho over Mick Foley, and New Japan got the win the next year. Nagata, Chono, and Tenzan defeating a lot of people in that match, including Raven, and was that the main? That was the main? Oh my God, that was the main. 2002, the last year of Rising Sun, we saw Rock defeating Tenzan, Benoit, and Taka, which to become the Universal Champion. That was like a New Japan bracket, a Cruiserweight Classic bracket, and the Thunder bracket, and the Raw bracket. All four winners got to compete for it.
4 tournaments to crown the Universal Champion.
True. We also saw other Japanese talent like Ken Shamrock going over Chuck Norris. El Samurai and Azuka. I'm not going to try to pronounce that again. Over the Harris twins. CM Punk over Perry Saturn. Tenru over Bobby Roode. Tenru over Bobby Roode is a call. What the hell? What the hell? Ray and Ultimo Dragon over AJ Styles and Sting. And we saw the Dudley Boys over the Immortal Gentlemen, Hulk Hogan and Chase Tatum and Kip James and Shawn Michaels. Last year, Chad, it was the first year of the Cruiserweight Classic, the main event for the Classic Gold Championship. One will expect that to main event again tonight. It is the Cruiserweight Classic. We also saw Booker T over Juventud Guerrera in the height of Booker T's reappearance in WCW. His career skyrocketed to the dumps right after that. I was looking earlier and I said, wow, he got a win over Juventud Guerrera in a program. I wonder what happened after that. And he was losing to like the Steiner brothers a month later. So fucking fall from grace Booker T had. Taka and Taz. Super Crazy won the whole thing. Which was super and crazy. The start of the stardom for Super Crazy was it started right here. Started at the Cruiserweight Classic last year in Baltimore, Maryland. Chad, where are we tonight?
Today we are in Boston, Massachusetts.
We're here at the TD Garden, Boston, Massachusetts, and let's get into the show.
Yes, we have here the opening video package, Numb by Linkin Park, fills the air as we see, just some high-flying action from the final four men left in the Cruiserweight Classic, Psychosis, who, has been trying to, ever since Hoovy went to Nitro, Psychosis has kind of been on his own. He has been seen associating with Homicide and Stretch, and he decided to, really remind people just how great he is and remind himself how great he is and try to get back on track by winning the Cruiserweight Classic. We have Joey Mercury, the Cruiserweight champion, and a man who said, not only do I want to compete in the Cruiserweight Classic, not only do I want to win that prestigious gold jacket, but to make this tournament even more prestigious, every match I compete in, I'll put the Cruiserweight title on the line. And Joey Mercury has done that. He has gone through a gambit, defending that championship every step of the way. And we have, of course, the returning Shannon Moore, who came to WCW because he said he didn't feel like the way he left was, he doesn't feel right about it. He said he had a world championship and he came back to WCW to try to prove that world title win wasn't a hoax or a fluke, and to try to, just give a more get rid of that sour feeling that WCW gave him. He came back here to prove just how great he is, and his rise started when he won the Cruiserweight Classic, and so he's looking to do that again. And of course, we have AJ Styles, who has been working next to Chad Collier since Chad has came here, because Chad Collier says AJ Styles is a victim to a conspiracy theory of WCW trying to hold him down, and so Chad has been trying to help AJ overcome that conspiracy. And we also have the World Heavyweight Championship on the line tonight. Juventud Guerrera, a man who has been a legend in the Cruiserweight division and a legend in WCW, wants to prove that he is a top guy, and to be a top guy, you have to beat top guys. A few months ago, he called out Bill Goldberg, and Bill Goldberg has never forgotten that, and tonight they finally go at it one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. Juventud Guerrera taking on Bill Goldberg, and much, much more tonight. I've become so numb as you watch the Cruiserweight Classic.
Let's start the show off, Chad.
And we start the show off. Don't adjust your television screens. That is the Thunder Dragons, who have been sent by WWE graciously to compete in the Cruiserweight Classic, and they made it all the way to the Elite Eight, where they lost on the go home to Thunder. But they are still, we still have them for tonight, and they wanted to perform on the pay-per-view. So tonight, the Thunder Dragons go one-on-one against the Just Us League of the Hurricane and Shark Boy, known as Sharknado today. They were a tag team a long, long time ago, and here they are. And in a decent match, Bryan Danielson and Jushin Liger defeated Sharknado, and Bryan Danielson pinned the Hurricane with cattle mutilation.
A big win for the Thunder Dragons, who, if you did not see on Friday Night SmackDown, are into the SmackDown King of the Mountain match tomorrow night after a couple injuries have set Dean Malenko and Tommy Dreamer to the medical sideline for a few months. So Danielson and Liger...
I was really worried about them getting hurt in this match. I said, oh, please don't get hurt.
That's the risk we run. Yeah, after a great performance in the Cruiserweight Classic, it's always fun to see the guys from WWE compete over in the Classic. One of these years they'll win. One of these years they'll get past the Elite Eight, as Chris Sabin made it to the Elite Eight last year. This year, Danielson and Liger. One of these times they'll make it, but until then, we'll keep sending guys over, and hopefully WCW returns the favor one day, but they still haven't returned my calls.
Moving on to our next segment, the Thunder Dragons celebrate, and the crowd say, please don't go, please don't go. As we move on to our first match of the Cruiserweight Classic Final Four, in a superb match, Shannon Moore defeats Psychosis in 1638 with a Moorgasm. Shannon Moore advances to the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say, oh my God. I was hoping there was like a segment in between so I can not just hit next segment and go straight to the result. Shannon Moore and Psychosis, Final Four, a match between two former World Heavyweight Champions here in WCW. And now in the Final Four of the Cruiserweight Classic, Shannon Moore was my pick from day one to win it all, and he makes it to the Final Four. That means AJ Styles and Joey Mercury are the other Final Four match. So that'll be a banger. One of these men will take on Shannon Moore in the final.
Shannon Moore cuts a promo, and he basically is saying, hey, AJ, Joey, I'll see you later tonight.
Okay, good promo from Shannon Moore.
Yes, good promo for Shannon Moore. As we move on to our next contest, this match, as we see here, the World's Greatest Tag Team does retain over the Truth or Chairs. Truth or Chairs, so we've been using our show before SmackDown. I think it's like Shotgun Saturday Night or something. We've been using that more.
It's Saturday night. Shotgun Saturday nights, WWE.
Yeah, sorry. Well, Saturday night, Truth or Chairs, they've been on a roll. They've been winning matches on that show, and then they've won a couple big matches on Thunder in the weeks leading up to this pay-per-view, including a #1 contender tag team match. And Truth or Chairs, they have their opportunity at the World's Greatest Tag Team, who are coming off of a victory over The Rock and Umaga. And it's a decent match. But World's Greatest Tag Team, they proved why they are just that when Shelton Benjamin pinned Steve Corino with a magic carpet ride, and they make defense number 5 of the WCW Thunder Tag Team titles.
Yeah, that they have. Shout out, I forgot to change all the pictures. Oh no, whatever. Steve Corino, Truth or Chairs, long-time running tag team here. Have never held gold here in the WCW, and this was an opportunity to get that chance to. But World's Greatest Tag Team, it's just not a name; it's a way of life, and. Exactly.
It's a creed. It's a rule. It's words they live by. As we see here, we are backstage. AJ Styles is getting ready for his big match, and Chad Collier, he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the night that we put to bed the conspiracy theory against my boy AJ Styles." You see, I'm not one stranger to conspiracy theories. I just left a place that conspired to keep me down. And I was watching every week on WCW and seeing the disrespect that AJ Styles was getting, and it made me sick. So the King of Rat City himself decided it was time to do something about it. So I came here to help AJ Styles put an end to the conspiracy theory. And tonight, in the Cruiserweight Classic, we do just that. When the Rat King himself, Chad Collier, helps AJ Styles win it all. He's going to win that gold jacket, and he's going to prove why he is the best on Thunder. And AJ Styles tells Chad Collier, "Hey, thanks for having my back tonight. I want you there at ringside, but I got Joey Mercury. You leave him to me. Joey, I hope you've enjoyed your little 10 seconds of fame in this last little bit, because I'm coming for you tonight, and I'm going to prove why I am a phenomenal one." Move on to our next segment.
Oh, we just
AJ Styles versus Joey Mercury.
I would have picked it.
And about the head soup. Did you want to make a pick?
Yeah, I was gonna make a pick on Joey Mercury, not Joey Styles. And you want to know why I would have picked Joey Mercury, Trent?
What?
It's because that piece of shit Chad Collier has aligned himself with AJ Styles. And now what AJ Styles doesn't know is that is going to be the worst career decision he will ever make. That man will be his anchor on the AJ Styles name and legacy and career. He will never do anything good with the man named Chad Collier by his side.
Well, listen, maybe you're right, because in About That Superb Wrestling in Great Heat, Joey Mercury defeated AJ Styles in 2001 by submission after a botched interference by Chad Collier. And listen, Joey Mercury makes defense number 13 of the Cruiserweight title and advances to the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic, where he will take on Shannon Moore later tonight.
What did I say? It's like I predicted the future, Chad. Chad Collier is just a liability to anyone he aligns with. And the faster AJ Styles figures that out, the better he will be off in the future. Let's move on to the next segment here, Chad.
our United States champion, he was injured in the weeks leading up to the show, and Paul Heyman said if Mick Foley is not going to be able to defend his U.S. championship, then we should stop holding that belt hostage, and we should return it to the and we should put it on the line so that the Paul Heyman guys can recapture the U.S. belt. And right when it was looking like that might happen, Mick Foley came out and he admitted that he was indeed injured and he did indeed have to miss time. However, not that much time, as he has been medically cleared on the go-home show to Thunder. And finally, we get the one-on-one United States Championship match between Mick Foley and the leg breaker Masahiro Chono tonight. But first, Justin.
But first,
that's not what we have next.
What's up next?
Coming up next, I think it's another match that goes right into it. So coming up next, we've got Tara Verone defending her women's championship against Mighty Nora.
Tell me about it.
Well, so Beth Phoenix came back after a match that Tara had against Lady Apache. Tara won, and then Beth Phoenix came out and challenged Tara for her women's championship rematch back. And Tara said, no. Quite frankly, no. And then Ted DiBiase told Beth Phoenix, who Beth Phoenix went into Ted DiBiase's office, and Ted pretty much told her the same thing. He said, listen, you were the one that got yourself suspended. You were the one that decided to take shortcuts here, and there are consequences to your actions. And so, Beth, you will be starting at the end of the line. And women who, don't have to cheat to try to get an advantage in competition, because Beth got popped for steroids, they will have an opportunity to wrestle Tara Verone tonight. And after that match, Mighty Nora, who has picked up a couple big wins in the weeks leading up to this show, won a number one contenders match, and now tonight she is facing Tara Verone for the belt.
Here we go. My choice is Tara Verone. I think we're going to get eventually a redemption story for a known cheater, Beth Phoenix, and I think she's going to win the belt eventually off of Tara Verone. Let's reward all the people that were trying to get ahead with steroids. That's my prediction of the story, so Tara will retain the belt here tonight.
Indeed, that does happen when Tara defeats Mighty Nora in 1321 with a Widow's Peak and makes defense number 5 of the WCW Women's title.
The story writes itself. The self-proclaimed redemption arc of someone who doesn't deserve a redemption arc. That's what we're building towards, people. That is what we're building towards. It doesn't matter who you are. If you cheat, you're gonna get ahead. That's what we're deciding.
We make our way to our next opening contest. We see here the iconic entrance of The Undertaker with Paul Bearer on his side. Undertaker has stolen Paul Bearer from the Wicked, and the Wicked have been trying to make The Undertaker pay, and tonight Mil Muertes has an opportunity to do just that as he takes on The Undertaker. And Undertaker's debut singles match here in WCW in Boston at the Cruiserweight Classic. We got The Undertaker taking on Mil Muertes. Justin, would you like to give a prediction?
I had to beg you to not put this match on TV. I had to beg you to not waste his debut on the fucking Thunder. Okay, he's got a poor gimmick now and then instead of awful. I'm going Taker. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
And in a good match, Undertaker defeats Mil Muertes with a chokeslam. Yeah, I mean, this is, it's The Undertaker. He's not going to lose his first ever match on WCW. And a nice, impressive statement from The Undertaker.
Once again, you know how I feel about Mil Muertes and Relic. They're just there to lose, brother. They're just there to lose. We move on. Oh my God, are we getting this? Is this not maining?
This is not next. This is just a low pro.
Okay, I was like, this is the goddamn Cruiserweight Classic.
Jeremy Borash and Joey Mercury, they're backstage, staring each other down, having a little bit of a face-off as Jeremy Borash puts over the fact that later on tonight, Shannon Moore, a former Cruiserweight Classic winner and a former World Heavyweight Champion, goes one-on-one against the current reigning defending Cruiserweight Champion and a man who has been impressing people left and right, Joey Mercury. And both of these men say that they respect the other one. Both of these men say how badly they want this big victory. Shannon Moore says, this is going to be what gets me back on track. This is going to be what helps me capture the momentum I once had. I need this win. I want this win so badly. And Joey Mercury, he tells Shannon Moore, well, listen, unfortunately for you, I want it just a little bit more. Sorry, I had to sneeze. That's Joey Mercury says, sorry, Shannon Moore, I'm just allergic to losers, Joey Mercury says. He says, and tonight, I'm going to make you one, because, mark my words, I haven't put this title on the line in every single match just to lose it in the finals. I'm going to win the Cruiserweight Classic, and I'm going to beat you. And Shannon Moore smirks and says, well, Joey, I guess we'll have to see. I'll see you out there. That's going to be later on tonight, the Cruiserweight Classic final.
But up next, we have the United States
Mick
Championship
Foley
match.
versus Masahiro Chono. Mick Foley said later tonight he was wrestling Masahiro Chono, and that's tonight. That's right now. And in about the head sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, Mick Foley defeated Masahiro Chono in 2017 with a double-arm DDT and makes defense number 6 of the WCW United States Heavyweight title.
Didn't break his leg that time, Masahiro Chono. You are a fraud. A banger match from '99.
Fraud. Yeah, not bad.
What the fuck is this?
We're backstage. Bryan Danielson and
I didn't
Jushin
agree to
Liger,
this.
They're backstage getting ready to leave, and they bump in Shawn Michaels and Kendo Kashin. And all Shawn Michaels says is he gives Bryan Danielson a quick hello and a handshake, and Kendo Kashin tells Jushin Liger how much he respects him. And they look forward to maybe seeing them down the line again if they ever show back up in WCW.
They won't.
Bryan Danielson and Jushin Liger say
They won't.
agreed, and then that's it.
They won't. They won't. They got their shot. We move on.
We go to the Cruiserweight Classic final, Justin.
This isn't the main?
Oh, it's not the main. Goldberg movie's the main. These two men, they went back and forth. They've been through the gambit. They've had to fight off so many top-notch competitors in this classic, and finally it all came to blow here. It all came to an end tonight in a good match. Joey Mercury defeats Shannon Moore in 1803 by submission, and Joey Mercury wins the Cruiserweight Classic Gold Jacket and makes defense number 14 of the WCW Cruiserweight Classic. Joey Mercury, our Cruiserweight champion, is the Cruiserweight Classic winner. Shannon Moore, it was almost all but guaranteed. He was the odds-on favorite for everybody. Everybody thought Shannon Moore was going to win. Former World Heavyweight Champion. But he came up just a little short as Joey Mercury had his number today.
Yeah, Joey Mercury, a crazy fucking guy. We went back and, crazy. He stumbled into the Cruiserweight Championship. He from, what was it, July to October, where he had his title match, won a single match to get number one contender. That was the only match he won in 3, 4, 5 months to get the opportunity for the belt. And now, ever since getting that opportunity and holding that belt, he's been unbeatable. He's, I think, 14-1, 15-1 now since being champion. He's got a loss here. He's got a loss, so not undefeated, but he is on a massive, massive roll right now. And Shannon Moore, look, he may have went toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar and might have a win over him, but apparently Joey Mercury is just better than Brock Lesnar. Joey Mercury, though, your Cruiserweight Classic champion. You know my gripe. If you're going to call pay-per-view the Classic, it's got to be main event. But hey, you do you. You do you. That's all I will say about that, Jay, because I don't want to be negative Nancy. But we move on. The right winner, I think.
Joey Mercury celebrates with the crowd his big win.
Yeah, that's how it should have ended.
He's got tears in his eyes as he holds up his Cruiserweight title and wears his big gold jacket. You can see it in the picture. But now we have the top guy, Juventud Guerrera. Won a best of 7 against Bret Hart. Won in Mexico. Super Brawl. Decided, you know what? I've done everything there is to do on Thunder. I need to challenge myself. And I need to prove to myself that I am the best. And to do that, you have to challenge the best. And so he went right to the face of Bill Goldberg, challenged him to a match, and Bill Goldberg has accepted. And tonight, Juventud Guerrera has the fight of his life as he goes one-on-one against Bill Goldberg for the World Heavyweight Championship. As we see Bill Goldberg's entrance, he starts from the back. He's got his World Heavyweight Championship. The 6-time world champion, Bill Goldberg, he is here to put that belt on the line. Goldberg versus Juventud Guerrera, Justin. Would you care to make a prediction?
Yes.
Yes, and you see it here first. And an unbelievable match with heat and superb wrestling. Bill Goldberg, as soon as the opening bell hits, Goldberg spears Juventud Guerrero. 1, 2, kick out. Everyone's shocked. Very few people have kicked out of a Bill Goldberg spear. And Goldberg, he looks up and he picks Juventud up and he picks him up and he slams it on the ground and he starts stomping on him and laying a fury down of punches and just starts beating the hell out of Juventud Guerrera and goes for a jackknife after about 4 minutes of doing that. He goes for a jackknife. 1, 2, Juventud kicks out again. Goldberg then picks him up, throws him over the ring, and he rolls out of the ring and starts beating his ass ringside. Almost got them both counted out, but threw Juventud back in the ring and went for a pinfall again. 1, 2, Juventud kicks out. That's the whole story of this match is no matter how much punishment Juventud takes, he will not kick out. He will not die. He will not give up. Goldberg hits him with another spear. Nearly 2 spears. 1, 2, kick out. Everyone's losing it. Goldberg, he picks him back up again, and Juventud finally starts mounting some offense. He's able to actually get the big man on his feet, off his feet after Juventud hits a powerful drop kick. Goldberg falls to the ground. This match was a barn burner. Juventud runs off the top rope, hits a hurricanrana while Goldberg is on his knees and plummets Goldberg's head onto the mat and goes for that leg drop goes for a psychosis level pancake leg drop. 1, 2, Goldberg kicks out. What is going to happen here? These two men, neither one is willing to give up. But Justin, after 2015, just when it looked like Goldberg picked up Juventud for yet another jackknife, Juventud was able to counter it, get behind him, and roll him up. 1, 2, 3. He did it! Juventud Guerrera! He rolled up Bill Goldberg! But that's still a win! He beat Bill Goldberg! Juventud Guerrera is WCW World Heavyweight Champion! He's proven he is the top guy! And this is some top guy shit at the Cruiserweight Classic! Juventud Guerrera has tears in his eyes! No one can believe it. Tony Schiavone, Bobby, and they can't believe it. Everyone's shocked. As we move on to our next segment, Juventud Guerrera, he's standing in the ring. He's got his championship in his hands. Goldberg is at ringside, and he is livid. He destroys the Spanish announce table. Hell, he destroys the U.S. announce table. He's just making a mess. He's ripping up the mat on the floor. He's destroying ringside. Road agents and Disco Inferno come out to try to stop and calm Bill Goldberg down. And it's chaos. It's a commotion everywhere. Justin, there starts to be an ominous feeling in the air. As while all of this is happening, everyone's distracted by Goldberg making a big scene ringside, and everyone's also distracted by Juventud holding up his World Heavyweight Championship. We go on to the next segment. No one saw sneaking up from behind Juventud Guerrera, it's Mr. Money in the Bank himself, Canyon! He hits Juventud in the head with his briefcase. He motions to one of the referees. He says, I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank briefcase. Justin, a cheap shot from Canyon, a man who just got his absolute battle with Goldberg, now has to defend his championship minutes after winning it. Goldberg, we got Canyon versus Juventud Guerrera for the World Heavyweight Championship, and in an exceptional match, Canyon defeats Juventud in another 16 minutes and 59 seconds. This was not, people thought Canyon was going to lose a couple points. Juventud fought for his life for this championship, but Ace Steel on Thunder said after Booker T, Scott Steiner, and Ace Steel, they all went their separate ways after losing the trios title match. Ace Steel said he had a big job that he needed to complete, and no one knew what that meant. But as he gets an interference here tonight, he not only finally finishes off Juventud, the job that Bobby Eaton paid him to do so long ago, but he also looks over at Canyon, and they shake hands as Canyon, with the help of Ace Steel, wins the World Heavyweight Championship from Juventud Guerrera. As that bastard Chris Canyon and an awful picture of Ace Steel to send us home.
Yeah.
98.
Yeah. Hey, you're gonna hear my gripe about it after this. A great show. Great show.
Juventud Guerrera, Justin. Man, that Money in the Bank briefcase does not like Juventud Guerrera.
No, not at all. No, it does not. That was Cruiserweight Classic. WrestleMania is right around the corner, Chad.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what you do.
Where it all began, WrestleMania 20.
This is just like Rumble. I get to just sit back now and just.
This is nothing like Rumble.
I'm just saying, as far as like.
Oh, I thought you were comparing your show to the Rumble. I'm like, the Rumble mains. That's the gimmick.
I'm saying it's like Mania. I'm just saying it's like Rumble now. Like for Mania now, I get to just sit back and listen to the story you're telling.
Where it all began, WrestleMania 20 in the same building as it all started, Madison Square Garden. We'll see you there, WrestleMania 20.
What's up, everybody? We are coming off of a very successful Cruiserweight Classic. It got a 98. But this is WrestleMania. If there was a show that I think would beat a 98, I think it could be WrestleMania. I'm so excited, Justin.
Could be.
I am so stoked. I am so stoked for this WrestleMania. Truly, I'm excited.
This is our 6th WrestleMania we have done before here in this save. We did 1998, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. This is 7, 2003. And this is 2004, WrestleMania 20, where it all begins again, live in Madison Square Garden, the 20th anniversary of WrestleMania, the biggest WrestleMania of all time, Chad, all time. Look at what happened.
Justin booked every minute possible for the show, so it quite literally is the biggest show of all time.
It's fucking 8 hours long, brother. I can't make it
Strap
anymore.
in, everyone.
We can go back. We can look back at the the previous WrestleManias in this save, including 1999, where we did a live stream and we become a Twitch affiliated. What a show that was. We're main evented by Stone Cold defeating The Rock for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H, Owen Hart, the American Heartbreakers over the New Age Outlaws, Edge, Christian, Vince, Shane, Taker, Paul White, where he killed Paul White. I think he threw him off the cell. Stasiak, Shamrock.
Was this the 2020 Mania that you booked when we had COVID and all we did was just like record?
Yeah. Yes. This is the one we did.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we did this one live on Twitch.
We did an entire year. We did an entire year in like a month.
Yeah, it was just fucked. It was fucked. The next year after WrestleMania 16, Sean Stasiak finished the story, defeating Eddie Guerrero for the World Heavyweight Championship. Taker, Kane, Edge, Austin, Rock, Shawn Michaels, Christian, Kurt Angle were the big matches. 2001, the Houston Astrodome, WrestleMania 17, Psychosis over Eddie Guerrero. Triple H over Scott Steiner. Stone Cold Steve Austin over The Undertaker. The Undertaker streak was no more after that night. The co-main, Dean Malenko over Randy Orton. And Brock Lesnar defeating The Rock to win the belt. 2002, Miami, Florida, Sun Life Stadium. Masawa's debut at Mania, beating PJ Black. Danielson and Malenko winning the World Tag Team Championships. Mystico over Psychosis in a I Quit, loser leaves town, last man standing match. John Cena retained his U.S. title over Latin Lover, and The Undertaker got his win back over Stone Cold Steve Austin. And last year, who could forget Seattle, Washington, the T-Mobile Park. Brock Lesnar defeated Randy Orton. Jun Akiyama defeated John Cena. And Masawa said no to Ric Flair becoming a 14-time world champion. Also, we had Regal over Sean Morley, Taker over Don Fry, and Chigusa Nagayo over Toshi Uematsu. But tonight, Chad, you can see...
Was that the Mania that he hooked Don Fry off the cell?
Yes. He hucks a lot of people off the cell, Chad. You see the matches on the left. 13 matches here tonight, Chad. 13 massive matches, including the John Cena facing off with Jeff Jarrett for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Manami Toyota, who won the Women's Royal Rumble just a few months ago, takes on China in the biggest women's match.
Arguably the two greatest WCW Women's Champions of all time squaring off here.
Sharmel's not here.
Trish Stratus isn't there either. And neither's Debbie, so maybe not.
Yeah. Two of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. Toyota tried to step in the ring for the first time ever. We also have, speaking of WCW legends, Sting goes one-on-one with Ric Flair. Woo!
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Exactly. That's the tagline for that match. And the main event, Kurt Angle. Can he finish the story and become a world champion, or his former best friend and current enemy, Triple H, slam the door and say game over to Kurt Angle? That and so much more to come tonight, Chad. Let's get into the show. We start off with a women's or battle royal to start off the show in the pre-show. And in the subpar wrestling match, Kana wins the battle royal. The Demon Kana has aligned herself with Becky Knox, Mercedes Martinez, and Angel Williams. I don't know what their name's going to be because it's still Team FCW. But in this match, Kana...
You're telling me Linda Miles didn't win? That's ridiculous.
Linda Miles can't win anything, Chad.
Yeah.
We saw the Ruby Baker sustained a broken finger. Kind of stepped on him. That demon bitch. Oh my God, what the hell? The final one was Alita being the final elimination. Cheerleader Melissa in her first match in over 2 years got the most eliminations to start it off. We also have what?
Is it good for cheerleader Melissa?
Good for her. Let me raise your volume just a tad. We have another pre-show match. Yes, thank you, Ricky. Orlando Jordan and El Hijo del Santo, the protege of the legend killer, the cult of hero. Orlando Jordan takes out another legend here tonight. El Hijo del Santo with a black ice. Another big win for Orlando Jordan. He's been on a roll, just being the side piece to Chris Hero's dominance. And a big win here at WrestleMania on the pre-show. And we also have one more pre-show match, Chad. Another battle royal, the men's side battle royal. And the winner of that match was the Russell Monsoon, winning in 14:54. Russell Monsoon, a auto-generated guy. He is a 6'7", 400-pound Australian mammoth. He's going by the Monsoon. Russell Monsoon. The final four with Johnny Storm, Jimmy Jacobs, and Frankie Kazarian, with Johnny Storm, the former light heavyweight champion and tag team champion, being the final elimination. How do you feel about Russell Monsoon, Chad?
I love it. I mean, listen, an auto-generated guy, which means, it's one of those things where we get to be fully creative with it. We can't just be like, oh, this person did this, so this could be their gimmick. So I like it. And also, I just want to take this moment to say, that is a badass picture of Frankie Kazarian.
Thank you, Chad. I made it myself using paint and spit.
It looks great.
What about Just Incredible? Is that not a badass picture of him?
Nah.
Oh, man. Big win for Russell Monsoon. Chad, we're waiting on the first auto-generated guy on your roster to make a splash. We haven't seen that yet.
That's true. The power plant got shut down due to not my control because WWE shut down in real life. So we have restarted it back up, and now we're waiting. But we probably would have had someone by now if the power plant wouldn't have had to shut down.
Very, very, very true. Russell Monsoon is not the first one to be auto-generated, as we've had Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton win tag team titles as auto-generated guys. So Monsoon's not the first one, and he won't be the last one here in the WWE. But that is the pre-show main event, Chad. And we start hearing the band of Limp Bizkit play My Way because it is time for WrestleMania 20 live. 22,000 screaming WWE fans here in attendance at the Madison Square Garden where it all began. Here we go, Chad. And these are the biggest matches. Triple H, Kurt Angle for the world title, John Cena and Jeff Jarrett for the world title, and a man that has been asking for a match for the last few weeks after beating Shawn Stasiak at No Way Out, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Chad. He is here, and he is hell-bent on having a match here tonight, and he even comes down to the ring to start off WrestleMania, Chad. It's Stone Cold's open challenge, Chad.
Damn, I wonder who's Stone Cold. I wonder who's gonna answer the Stone Cold challenge.
What do you mean by that, buddy?
Listen, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm wondering. I can't wait to see.
22,000 No, 22,000 people standing on their feet, waiting to see.
Don Fry.
Waiting to see who comes out to take on the Texas Rattlesnake. Chad, you know it is. You know who it is. Can you hit the music?
You smell what The Rock is cooking.
The Rock is back in the WWE. Finally, The Rock has come back to New York. The Rock, after a 2-year excursion in WCW where he was just trying to find himself, has come back home. The People's Champion is back with the people, and The Rock has come back, and he's entered the ring, and he is having a stare down of the ages with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Chad, these men have had 6 single matches in this save. I want you to guess the record of the of the matches.
Damn, I don't know. I'd say Stone Cold's won 4 of the last 3, or 4 of the last 7.
4 of the last 3 is close. No, The Rock has won 5 of 6, including the first ever one at Backlash 99. And this is just 6 of the ones we have in the save. I don't have records of 97 and 98, so they could have had more. But since 99 on, Backlash 99, SummerSlam 99, a Raw in May 2000, a Raw in November 2000, SmackDown in December 01, The Rock beat Stone Cold 1-on-1. But when it all came down to it, the day The Rock turned in his notice and said, I'm going to WCW to figure it out, Stone Cold Steve Austin beat The Rock for the title at the Royal Rumble in 2002. A day later, The Rock was on WCW Nitro. How the mighty have fallen and how he comes back. The Rock is here, Chad. Only a month after being destroyed by Umaga, he's going toe-to-toe with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Our opening
Universal Champion of all time.
One of the great, yeah. Chad, it's our opening match. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it's The Rock. Who do you got in your first prediction of WrestleMania 20?
Whoop his ass, Stone Cold.
Whoop his ass, Stone Cold, indeed. The Rock defeats Stone Cold in 30 minutes and by pinfall after hitting the rock bottom. A 99 from The Rock, a 100 by Stone Cold Steve Austin. These guys have gone on a lot. They have fought a lot. We knew they had great chemistry, and it showed here tonight. A unbelievable match to start off WrestleMania 20, and the people is in the crowd after the match celebrating with his people. Todd, how do you feel? Rate it from a 1 to 2 on the start of WrestleMania.
I think a 1 to 2, 1 being the lowest, 2 being the highest. I'd give that a solid 2.
Okay, I was thinking 1 being the highest and 2 being the lowest, but okay. Thanks for shitting.
Well, then I give it a 1. Then I give it a 1.
Can't make. Oh, now you make. Okay, you can't make up your minds. Typical Meltzer. Typical Meltzer.
I'm really sad to see Rock go, but you know, he chose at the end of the day. He chose to come back home.
Yeah,
so.
tell me. Talk to me about his run in WCW. How do you think that went? Was it worth it?
I think it definitely was worth it. I mean, The Rock gave us life in a company that didn't have it. I'll say that. I think Rock did a lot for us. I was very sad when I saw he was leaving. Very sad indeed. He was going to have a tag team championship run with Umaga. And then once Umaga got a little over, then we're going to have Umaga turn on him. But unfortunately, that's just not how things shaked out. But, something, as much as I love The Rock in WCW, there's just something about The Rock at WrestleMania that puts a smile on my face.
Very true. I'm a firm believer in a man can't save a company by himself. It's a whole group effort. But The Rock is probably the closest you've had from one man saving WCW. Because not only were you bleeding money post Rock coming in, you were not doing great on the ratings. And then he came in and was an absolute merchandise magnet, bringing in $13.5 million on average per month, including $7 million to you every month. That man's basically not only in the ratings, but more importantly, financially saved WCW. He did all that he could for you, and it was an unbelievable run from him, not only being Universal Champion for so long, but getting over probably Umaga, who was made a star after turning on him. So, The Rock, we thank you for all you did at WCW, and hopefully that is the last time you go there, because you are now a lifer. Sorry, buddy.
You make a one-day appearance when we put you in the Hall of Fame. Who knows?
Probably. We'll see. Arriving to the arena backstage in his 2004 Dodge Ram, it's the Game Triple H with his power buddies of the assistant GM, Glenn Jacobs, and the main GM, Eric Bischoff. Triple H has been pulling the strings the last 2 months after turning on Kurt Angle, but tonight he has to face his worst enemy, his first nightmare, Kurt Angle, one-on-one, no interference, everything on the line here tonight. Triple H, Kurt Angle, your main event later tonight. But now, Chad, we get into a match that wasn't a thing last year. It's a new match here in WrestleMania.
Nice.
It is a brand exclusive King of the Mountain match. Now each brand will have their own King of the Mountain briefcase to cash in whenever they want in the year's time. And now we look at our SmackDown participants. We look at the man named Chris Jericho with Sean Stasiak. Both men were vowing and begging for this match to happen. They wanted a brand exclusive one, and they were both welcome enough to be in this match. Chris Daniels defeated Lance Storm 2 weeks ago, on Friday Night SmackDown to qualify for this match. The U.S. the former U.S. champion is looking to get a foot in the door in the main event scene, and what better way than winning the King of the Mountain match? Edward Colon III, EC3, beat his own brother in a one-on-one match 2 weeks ago. Carly Colon in a match to get into this match here. He was a former light heavyweight champion, and again, just like Chris Daniels, wants to use this to elevate his career. And two men that we saw in the WCW Cruiserweight Classic, two men that are no strangers to being in high, dangerous matches, two men that actually took spots away from two guys that got injured, Bryan Danielson and Jushin Liger, who replaced Tommy Dreamer, who broke his leg on the go-home, and Dean Malenko, who broke his leg 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, respectively.
Yeah. Did they wrestle Masahiro Chono?
No, they wrestled Nova. Tommy Dreamer broke his leg on Monday Night Heat against Nova, and Dean Malenko broke his leg against BJ Whitmer on SmackDown. So, Jen, these six men, who do you got to win the King of the Mountain?
You know what? I'm pulling for one of the Thunder Dragons. You know, they were so fun on WCW helping with the Cruiserweight Classic. I hope that helps one of them. I hope they're able to take some momentum and win the King of the Mountain. But it will probably not happen. But I'm hoping so. I'm rooting for Bryan Danielson or Jushin Liger. One of the two.
Chad, not only do neither one of your guys win, but the wear and tear, the wear and tear of Danielson and Liger's body in their match regimen the last month, where they've wrestled about 5 times, especially one last night as they beat the Hurricane and Sharknado in tag team action. It caught up to them. They weren't up to snuff. They weren't into their A game tonight, and that cost them, because in the winner of this match, the peak of perfection, is now the peak of the mountain. Sean Stasiak is your King of the Mountain winner here, Chad, as he walks up the ladder. Doesn't even climb it. He walks up it and retrieves the briefcase, winning the match in a 99. Sean Stasiak, Chad, former world champion, former hero of the save, former number one good guy. Ever since his run-in with the Laws, kind of trying to figure himself out in the ring, and this could be it. This could be his ticket to stardom again.
Could be. Listen, I think it's the right choice. I think Stasiak having the King of the Mountain, exactly what you said. This is his opportunity to get himself back into the top of literally to be back on top of the mountain.
The peak of the mountain, Sean Stasiak is your.
I mean, listen, Chris Canyon cashed in his Money in the Bank, which is like the equivalent, and he's the world champion now. So It just goes to show you what the power of that briefcase does. Or you be like the guy he cashed in on, Juventud Guerrera, and not be successful with a cash-in. It could go either way for him.
True. Every cash-in WWE have been successful. Will that streak continue with Sean Stasiak? Time will tell. But now, Chad, we go backstage, and Vince McMahon, speaking of King of the Mountain match, has to fill in another injury. Francisco Cuevo, otherwise was supposed to be in the King of the Mountain match on the Monday Night Raw side, but on the go-home of Monday Night Raw, hurt his ankle and is out for 4 months. The Intercontinental Champion had to vacate his championship as well, so we have no IC champion, and we have to fill in a spot for another member. But luckily for Monday Night Raw,
that's a big bummer for.
He was about to. Yeah, it was his first Mania, and he has to miss it. Yeah. Luckily for the Raw GM, Vince McMahon, there has been a man begging and egging and saying he's been determined to make the King of the Mountain no matter how. And Vince McMahon fulfills his wish as he tells Chris Hero that he is in the King of the Mountain match tonight, Chad. Unfortunately, due to injury, but Chris Hero now has an opportunity. You have to take advantage of that opportunity. He has now an opportunity to win the Raw side, King of the Mountain. Do you think he does it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We move on, Chad. Our next match is for the United States Championship. A match that wasn't supposed to happen when we recorded No Way Out, and now is going to happen after I forgot I booked Snitsky to win. Back in November 2002, unfortunately, Crowbar passed away. Devon Storm passed away, unfortunately. We held a Devon Storm Invitational, and that was won by one Scott Studd, his best friend backstage, his best friend shoot life, not work life, shoot life. That win is he's kind of used that to elevate his career. Scott Studd has. He was a good runner. He had a good run in the Royal Rumble. He was in the King of the Mountain match last year and almost won it, mind you. And his career's kind of been in an upswing ever since then. He's dedicating every match and every win to his best friend, Devon Storm. In December of 2003, Scott Studd finally got it done. A year after winning the Devon Storm Invitational, he beat Stevie Richards for the U.S. Championship, and Scott Studd was on top of the world until No Way Out, the Elimination Chamber. He had stood face to face with the main ugly bastard, Gene Snitsky, who's been on a roll ever since re-debuting in early 2003. And Gene Snitsky walked into that chamber and he walked out a champion. Gene Snitsky won the U.S. Championship after battering Scott Studd. And Scott Studd, he's not going to go down without a fight. The rematch clause here tonight. Scott Studd and Gene Snitsky, U.S. Championship on the line, Chad. Who do you got as you see Scott Studd walking out with Major Stash and Scott Vick?
Even though he accidentally won the match, there's a part of me that thinks you'll right that ship, but you're also not one to give short title reigns. So I'm gonna go with a Gene Snitsky retaining.
Well, Gene Snitsky shows that the Elimination Chamber was not a fluke, as he beats and batters Scott Studd all across the ring, and wins in 2015 with an egoist Schwein. 20 minutes from the big ugly bastard, Gene Snitsky. It makes this defense number 1 of your U.S. championship. You read it like a book. Gene Snitsky wins.
Yay!
Yay!
What a beautiful face of your United States champ.
A big ugly bastard. We move on. We have our welcome to the Hall of Fame, fame. We can't get a lot of these guys because they're dead. But our Hall of Fame class of 2004 are the following. Chad, the following. The Iron Sheik. The first ever King of the Ring, Don Morocco. The Fabulous Moolah. Great all-time manager, Mr. Fuji. In our celebrity wing, Jerry Seinfeld, who was choked out on Monday Night Raw, by the way, by Sean Morley. And our headliner here, Chad, one of the best to do it, tragically passed away right before the save in 97. The headliner, Brian Pillman. So that is our Hall of Fame. Iron Sheik's the only one I can get on this because Fuji's gone. Seinfeld, I forgot, only signed for 1 appearance. Don Morocco is out of the business. Fuji's out of the business. And Pillman and Moolah are both passed away. I did not know Moolah was...
Rest in peace, legends.
Yeah, Moolah died like in 2002 in this game.
Yeah.
So there is our Hall of Fame class. Everyone has a round of applause. We showcase Sean Morley choking out Jerry Seinfeld as well. So, yeah, we got that going.
What's up with
that? We move on to our next segment, Chad. And it's now time to fight for Raw Tag Team Championships. A big theme of this show. It's the biggest WrestleMania of all time. So let's just stuff as many people as we can into this card. So a 4-way tag team match for the Tag Team Championships are here right now. We see our tag team champions, Chris Benoit and Mike Awesome, the Awesome Lovers. They won the belts at SummerSlam last year, defeating Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton for those belts. We see a team we haven't really seen before of Mr. Wall Street and Kid Cash Money Inc. coming out. We see the Motor City Machine Guns, Chad's favorite guys, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, a relatively new tag team on the scene, but they have a lot of fight and a lot of grit. And we see the 2 men that people don't like even more than Chris Benoit, Mike Awesome, guys that beat Sting and Ric Flair last month at No Way Out, Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari. These 4 teams have kind of just started brawling with each other over the last 4 weeks. It started with the week 1 of Raw, where the Awesome Lovers, in non-title match, took on the Money Inc. and defeated Money Inc. in 18 minutes. We saw Motor City Machine Guns come out and attack Benoit and Mike Awesome, kind of like calling their shot right there. The following week, we saw Awesome Lovers kind of repay the tax. Hassan and Daivari kind of just stayed out of this until the final week, where they got brought into it by Mike Awesome and Chris Benoit in a tag team match. So that has led to this match. 4-way tag team titles on the line, Chad. These guys, they're all beating the shit out of each other the last couple of weeks. But now they settle that beef in the ring here tonight. Tag team titles. Who do you got?
I got, as much as I would love to see the Motor City Machine Guns get the win here, I'm going to go with Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari.
Chad, Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari, they have a great run. But there's not a tag team in the division as dominant as Chris Benoit and Mike Awesome. They retain the tag team titles here after Mike Awesome powerbombs everybody. He powerbombed them all.
Nice.
The final one was Chris Benoit pinning Alex Shelley after Alex Shelley jumped off the top rope to attack Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome caught him, hit him with a powerbomb, and then Benoit hit him with the diving headbutt, and that is your win. A massive win. A good showing from everyone. Muhammad Hassan is 63. That's the highest he's ever been. Sabin, 85. Alex Shelley, 71. But Benoit and Mike Awesome, 98, 92. Showcasing why they're the most dominant tag team in all of professional wrestling, especially here on Monday Night Raw. Backstage, John Cena. You can hear the crowd cheer, has arrived to the arena in a Ford Mustang. He takes on Jeff Jarrett for the World Heavyweight Championship later tonight. We move on, Chad, is a Cruiserweight Classic. See what I did there? See what I did there? Jeff Hardy, Paul London, Brian Kendrick, John Hennigan, all competing for the Light Heavyweight Championship held by Tajiri. Tajiri won it at Armageddon in a Puerto Rican street fight over Edward Colon III. Jeff Hardy made his debut at No Way Out. Or, yes, was it No Way Out? It may have been on the SmackDown after. Competing against a guy named John Hennigan, who's kind of made a run as of late. Hennigan debuted at the Royal Rumble as the FCW champion. Paul London and Brian Kendrick, two former tag team champions, but now I've kind of maybe not diffused their tag team for a little bit, maybe paused it for a little bit as they are trying to focus on winning singles gold. Jeff Hardy and John Hennigan kind of have a friendship here. Paul London and Brian Kendrick are tag team members. Tajiri is the outsider, and he is trying to hold on to his gold. He's been kind of cowardly, kind of just trying to be like, oh, no one's going to take it. He's holding his title close to his chest. But tonight, four other men are fighting for it, Chad. Who do you got in this five-way? I think I accidentally made it a ladder match, but it doesn't matter, for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'm going to go with a Tajiri defense.
A Tajiri defense, Chad. A Tajiri defense is not what we're going to get. As Jeff Hardy wins the Light Heavyweight Championship after John Hennigan kicks Tajiri off the ladder with a drop kick, and Jeff Hardy runs up and grabs it. A unbelievable match. But Jeff Hardy is your new Cruiserweight Champion, Light Heavyweight Champion, as him and Hennigan share an embrace after the match. Oh.
Nice.
Oh. Oh.
Good for Jeff Hardy. Hopefully he doesn't like get high and
okay. All right.
go to rehab again.
All right. Chad, what do you know about this match?
I know PJ Black and Shane McMahon, they hate each other. Shane McMahon, he kidnapped Stephanie McMahon, and PJ Black has been sworn vengeance ever since.
I feel like I don't even need to go over the feud after that. I think we're going to leave it just like that. As PJ Black comes out, or Shane, Mark Henry, and Stephanie come out. It's Stephanie in fear for her life at this moment. And here comes PJ Black to rescue his wife, Stephanie McMahon. Shane McMahon vowed he was just trying to do the best for his family this whole time. That's his angle. Chad, PJ Black, Shane McMahon, who do you got?
PJ Black, but watch your back, PJ Black, because Triple H and China just got divorced. So.
Oh, shit, you're right. Triple H and China just got divorced. And about that, this is what I thought it would do. PJ Black make Shane McMahon tap out. Submission. It was a choke. He choked him out, is what the finish was. PJ Black gets the job done. Finally, he can put this chapter of his life behind him and move on with his life and his wrestling career as him and Stephanie embrace and they kiss and make out and go in the middle
have a
of
live
the ring.
Sex celebration.
Shit, I think I made 2 John Cena angles where he arrives.
Yes.
Backstage, Chavo Guerrero's warming up, and a Teddy Hart, who's in a wheelchair, is being pushed around by Owen Hart, who's in the King of the Ring, or King of the Mountain. Teddy mocks Chavo Guerrero and mocks Francisco Cuervo, who got hurt. And Teddy's like, I guess I'm not the only one who got hurt, fucking loser. And they wobble away, and Owen drives them away, Chad.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Eat shit, Chavo.
Eat shit, Chavo and Francisco. Chad, I think John Cena arrives again.
Nice.
Fuck. This is...
He had to run to go get some McDonald's.
This is supposed to be Jeff Jarrett. All right, imagine Jeff Jarrett arriving.
He realized he left his his ring gear at the hotel, and he had to go back.
Yeah, fuck. He said, shit, I forgot my cleats at home. Cleats.
My shorts.
I am a real American. Hulk Hogan is here, Chad. What you gonna do,
tell you
brother?
Something, brother.
I didn't come back to WrestleMania, the biggest one, with all my Hulkamaniacs in the crowd to hear and just talk to you. I came here for a fight. So what you gonna do, brother, when all my Hulkamaniacs go wild on you? Hulk Hogan's calling out someone, Chad. He wants to wrestle tonight.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's the biggest WrestleMania of them all. He says, I remember when I beat when I tagged with Mr. T at the first WrestleMania of all time. I remember when I body slammed Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 at the Pontiac Silverdome. I remember when I defeated the Ultimate Warrior. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I'll make another WrestleMania moment tonight. So what you gonna do, brother? And then out comes
Brock
Lesnar, a man we haven't seen for months, has made his way down to the ring, and he is gonna fight Hulk Hogan here tonight, Chad.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And he kills him. Beats the fuck out of Hulk Hogan in 1526. Who had Brock and Hulk being the worst match tonight?
Yeah. I mean, Hulk Hogan's old as hell. It makes sense.
Yeah, he only got a 68. He's not even the oldest one on the card because we see Sting and Ric Flair later tonight. Backstage, or not backstage, we move on. We had a 4-way for the SmackDown Raw titles. We got a 4-way for the SmackDown titles, chat. Loud Resistance beat the Dudleys back in September for the Tag Team Championships. And the Dudleys have been on the chase for those titles ever since. They have lost to them at Armageddon, and here we are now at WrestleMania. You're probably wondering, who the hell are Wolf Hawkfield and Robbie Rage? Well, Chad, that is Rage Against the Machine. Two guys from All Japan Pro Wrestling who've been trying to make a name for themselves over there, and they have come back to America because they see the grass is greener over here. They say the future is better over here, and why not come to the #1 company in the world, the WWE, to prove themselves. Robert Rage, a former WCW Power Plant graduate, Jim Steele or Wolf Hawksfield, a former guy, and the other tag team in the match, the Jablowskis, the two muscles of the patriarchy, two guys that have not lost since being brought up to the main card to join Christian Cage in his patriarchy. Two guys that have tag team titles in their sights. Chad, we got another 4-way for the tag team championships. Who do you got?
I'm going with the guys who haven't lost yet, the Jablowskis.
Ah, you're going to go with the Jablowskis. What better way to lose tonight than a 4-way tag team where they don't even need to be pinned? They win the belts. The Jablowskis are your new tag team champions here tonight as they defeat La Resistance, Robbie Rage, and Wolf Hawkfield and the Dudley Boys. When Chet Jablowski taps out Wolf Hawkfield, the champions did not get pinned. The champions did not tap out. Remember that. The Jablowskis, though, win the tag team championships off of them. Devon Dudley got a 91. Holy shit. Oh, where's that when you're single run, brother? What the? Chad wouldn't have let you go.
Yeah.
Backstage, Chad, Christian Cage and John Bradshaw Layfield, they celebrate. But now Christian turns to JBL and says, "It's my time." And they handshake and they go off. It's Christian Cage.
My way or the highway.
It's my way or the highway. It's Christian Cage up first, Chad. Christian Cage, he's a son of a bitch. Let me tell you right now, he has been a son of a bitch. He's been a thorn in the side of me, and I'm the booker, in the last few months. And he's been a thorn in the side of the man he's taking on tonight, Danny Basham. Danny Basham has been a star. He's been on a roll as of late. He's doing it for his brother, Doug Basham, who has been diagnosed with a career-threatening illness. Danny Basham has kind of taken that and he's put that on his chest, and he's been wrestling with a new kind of determination to fight for his brother, to fight for world gold, for any gold, because they couldn't get the job done as tag team champions. So he wants to bring gold to Doug Basham because he knows that opportunity might not ever come for Doug Basham again. But Christian, who eliminated Danny Basham at the Rumble, has kind of made it his goal in life to humiliate the Basham brothers, making fun of the inability of Doug Basham to ever wrestle again, making fun of him having an illness, calling him a pussy and a bitch. Even dressing up the Jablowskis as the Bashams and making jokes about their appearance and their physical stature at the moment. And Danny Basham every week has tried to come back, try to fight for his brother, and the numbers game has always gotten to Danny Basham. But the GM, Eric Bischoff, said tonight it is only Danny and it only Christian. No outside interference. They want this a clean fight. It's Danny Basham. It's Christian. This is a fight tonight, Chad. This is not a match. This is a fight. Who do you got?
Christian.
You got Christian? You said fuck Doug Basham? Christian wins 23-12. He says fuck Danny Basham. Yeah, Christian Cage tapping out Danny Basham.
A lot of submission wins tonight.
A lot of submission. It's submission slam. Christian Cage taps out Danny Basham in 23-12. And then after the match, JBL comes out and starts attacking Danny Basham, to which Doug Basham, Chad, jumps the barricade and comes into the ring. We never thought this man would ever be in the ring again. And he comes in there, and JBL and Christian beat the shit out of him. Beat the piss out of the Bashams to boos, and even the police have to come down and escort Christian Cage and JBL out of the arena because they think the fans are going to attack them. Even though some of the superstars backstage, we see Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton getting in the face of Christian Cage and JBL for what they did to the Bashams. They said, that's not cool, brother. Fuck you. They're going into a shoot, brother. Now we have the Raw King of the Mountain match, Chad. This one is a lot more stacked than the other one. All around, you could see any of these six guys winning. Edge, a man who I wouldn't say has come close to the world championship, but he has come close to the world heavyweight championship. One of the greatest talents on Monday Night Raw. We have Latin Lover, a man that people hate, a former United States champion, a former tag team champion, the leader of the Awesome Lovers, who are our current tag team champions, a man that is very good. We have the cult of hero leader Chris Hero, the former legend killer, destroyed all the legends. We can name it Sergeant Slaughter, Ricky Steamboat, El Hijo del Santo, Jun Akiyama. The list goes on. Chris Hero has watched them all fall. We have Rene Dupree, who Chad said, who has he ever beaten? What's he ever done? He came close to qualifying to fight Jeff Jarrett for the world title earlier last month, but came so close to beating John Cena for that opportunity, but he did not. He came up a little short. He has that opportunity to get the King of the Mountain briefcase tonight. Chavo Guerrero was supposed to be with his best friend Francisco Cuevo here tonight, but it's just Chavo Guerrero, the former U.S. champion, the former WCW Cruiserweight champion. Did I say Cruiserweight? The United States champion, sorry. Chavo Guerrero is a member of the Guerrero family, and that means he is dangerous in this match. And Owen Hart, Ring of Honor superstar Owen Hart, former WWE champion, former WCW tag champion, former WCW United States champion, I think. He's done it all. Owen Hart, one of the greatest to do it, and he is in the ring tonight. Filling in for a spot for William Regal on the Go Home to Monday Night Raw. William Regal was actually attacked to begin the show. We started off just seeing him down and out. It was Cuevo before he got hurt, and Chavo Guerrero who laid him out. Owen Hart took William Regal's spot to be in this match on the Go Home to Monday Night Raw. Chad, we see the six men. You know their stories. You know their history. Who do you got?
I picked Chris Hero earlier. I'll pick him again.
You picked Chris Hero earlier. You did say that. Well, Chad, this match was great. But Rene Dupree puts all the naysayers aside and wins the King of the Mountain match. He is your winner of this match, and he is your now briefcase holder. An unbelievable match.
He silenced all the Rene sayers.
Yeah, he hit the French tickler. He's got wins over Latin lover Chris Benoit, Mike Awesome in single matches coming up to this. He has fought for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He co-mained Survivor Series, or he actually main evented Survivor Series in 2003, going one-on-one with Jeff Jarrett for the belt. It's not like he hasn't been here before. He has been, and now it's that opportunity. This could be the start of the stardom of Rene Dupree, the French Phenom, is your Raw King of the Mountain winner. Chad, Kurt Angle. That's not Kurt Angle. That's Rene Dupree. He wins the belt. Kurt Angle is here as well, Chad.
Nice.
He's not he's not going to arrive twice. He's only going to arrive once. Chad, we only got 4 matches left. We're almost there.
Yeah, we're cooking through this. Almost there.
Cooking through it. We're 45 minutes deep. Up next, Chad, though. Up next is one of it's for the world title. We have a world title match up next. We have a world title match up next. John Cena makes his way down to the ring. A man who is hustle, loyalty, and respect. A figure that all the kids look up to. A man that is having the biggest opportunity of his life to fight for World Heavyweight Championship gold. He takes on a man by the name of CEO Jeff Jarrett. How did we get here? Well, John Cena and Jeff Jarrett, this isn't their first time stepping in the ring with each other. This is a long time rivalry. We've seen these men step in the ring, I think 14 times in some kind of capacity. Only four one-on-one matches ever, though. John Cena is up 3-1. John Cena and Jeff Jarrett actually had a 100 rated match. Cena's first one at Armageddon 2001 for the United States Championship. They wrestled at Royal Rumble 2002 for that same United States Championship. They fought inside the Elimination Chamber, that No Way Out No 2. They have fought plenty of times. We've seen Ric Flair and Cena took on Double J Records last No Way Out in 2003. These guys have faced and stood toe-to-toe, face-to-face for plenty of times. But Jeff Jarrett, at September, cashed in his King of the Mountain match, or his briefcase, on Ric Flair. And Ric Flair's title ceremony celebration, Jeff Jarrett cashed in on him and has been world champion ever since, defending it over guys like we just said, Rene Dupree. He's defended it over Jun Akiyama. He's defended it over Latin Lover. He's got those title defenses under his belt. John Cena, though, he came so close to winning the Royal Rumble, finished second. It was so close. But his opportunity didn't stop there. This match at No Way Out, the main event, him and Rene Dupree, the winner, got to face Jeff Jarrett for the world title, and he got the job done. John Cena now steps into Madison Square Garden, 22,000 people around him, chanting his name, and he's going for World Championship gold. Jeff Jarrett comes out right after that, Chad. It's John Cena and it's Jeff Jarrett. World Championship on the line. Who do you got?
I got Jeff Jarrett to retain.
Jeff Jarrett to retain. Jeff Jarrett did re-sign with the WWE for 2 more years, but he did not re-sign on his rent and his lease of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. For the first time ever, John Cena is your new World Heavyweight Champion in 2808 with a spin-out powerbomb. An unbelievable match. And John Cena has finally overcome the odds and become a world champion. What a match.
Hopefully Kurt Angle can do the same.
Hopefully Kurt Angle could do the same. He could finish the story. John Cena has done it. John Cena is your new world champion. Now, Chad, let's walk through this one. Sting, new face paint, comes down from the rafters. Sting, iconic black and white crow face paint outfit. He's taking on Ric Flair. I want you to tell this story, Chad. I want you to tell Ric Flair Sting.
Well, I mean, they are bitter rivals. They've wrestled and cherished friends. They've had a history. They've both fought beside and have fought battles against each other time and time again. You think about Sting, Ric Flair's normally not often far away when in the discussion. I mean, these two, they're like the Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rock of WCW, and now they're going at it tonight.
That is true. They are the Stone Cold and Rock of WCW. And Sting making his WWE debut here at the Royal Rumble when he came in third overall was having a hell of a run until Ric Flair came out and they had a stare down. Something we have not seen. That stare down we haven't seen in the WWE. They fought, and they teamed up together in the Royal Rumble. They unfortunately were eliminated by Muhammad Hassan, which led to the No Way Out match. Ric Flair and Sting taking on Muhammad Hassan and Sean Daivari. Muhammad Hassan and Daivari won, and that caused Ric Flair to kind of flip his lid. And how many times have we seen this, Sting? Ric Flair turns on the icon Sting. How many times have we seen that in real life? It'll happen again. And that has led to this match right here. It's Ric Flair and it's Sting. Chad, who do you got?
I've got Sting.
Sting with the Scorpion Deathlock in 1957. And he gets the job done with an 82 overall rated match. Sting defeats Ric Flair at WrestleMania 20. Yeah, good for Sting. Good for Sting, Chad. But now we have two more matches. Our co-main event tonight, Chad. It's the biggest. It's been advertised as the biggest women's wrestling match of all time. It's Manami Toyota, the greatest to ever do it, coming out of Japan, against the ninth wonder of the world, the reigning women's champion, Chyna. A match we have never seen before. Chyna came back in at SummerSlam. She re-debuted. She won the championship a couple months ago off of Chigusa Nagayo. And now she is the most dominant women's champion. She was the most dominant women's champion before, and she has reclaimed her crown. But Manami Toyota, one of the best to ever do it technically in the ring, won the Women's Royal Rumble just a couple months ago to get this opportunity. And we have seen this feud between Queen's Court and the rising stars of Toyota Nagayo and Cutie Suzuki for months. We had a blood and guts with the quotations, because that's whatever, the name is whatever. We saw that match at Survivor Series. We've seen these girls wrestle all the time. Nagayo and Umatsu had one of the greatest rivalries in WWE history in the women's division, but now it's Chyna and it's Toyota. Chad, who do you got?
I've got Manami Toyota.
Chad? In a 94, Manami Toyota wins the title off of Chyna in 26-18 with the Ocean Queen B-Bomb. Manami Toyota wins the Rumble and wins the Women's World Championship in one of probably the highest rated women's match we have seen in this save so far.
God damn, 94 is crazy.
Yeah, 94 is crazy. I thought it was going to get like an 84. I thought 94 is crazy. But it lived up to the hype of being the biggest women's match of all time. And now, Chad, that leads us to the finale. The main
event.
The main event. Kurt Angle and Triple H, a story as old as time. Kurt Angle and Triple H.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, whatever that. What's that? Is that Gallivant?
It's from Beauty and the Beast.
Fuck, I was close. Is that Indigo Montoya?
No, that's Mrs. Potts.
Mary Poppins. All right, so Kurt Angle.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Kurt Angle and Triple H, best of friends for a while, because they fought before, Chen. They were fighting so many times they just couldn't get. They were both fighting for the same thing, and that's World Heavyweight Championship. And it seemed like at every opportunity, every turn, Triple H just got the upper edge on Kurt Angle. And that is why Triple H right now is a 4-time World Heavyweight Champion, and Kurt Angle has only held the interim World Championship, a championship that most people don't count as a World Championship. And that has led Kurt Angle. He's trained for months. He heard the news that Misawa was leaving. He heard the news that the title was being vacated, and he was training. He was training with Triple H. He was training with his good friend, The Game. And in that tournament at Survivor Series, the Deadly Games tournament, Triple H beat Kurt Angle for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H said, Kurt, you're going to be the guy I face first. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And that made Kurt Angle feel good. That made Kurt Angle like, yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I respect that. You would have been the guy I defended my belt first with. But the whole time, behind his back, Triple H was pulling some strings with the general managers, Glenn Jacobs and Eric Bischoff. And Glenn Jacobs kept delaying that title match, kept delaying it until, you're not going to have the title match. You're going to have to win the Royal Rumble to, get that. And Triple H was like, the whole time is like, hey, yeah, just you win the Rumble, and then you win the Raw title, and I'm the SmackDown champion. We're both champions. Look at us. The best friends are world champs. Kurt Angle, to the disbelievement of Triple H, won the Rumble. And now Kurt Angle had an opportunity to go after the Raw title, but he chose Triple H, which Triple H said, you know what, fuck you, and turned on him, having the backup of the authority of Glenn Jacobs and Eric Bischoff. In the last few months, Glenn Jacobs has put Kurt Angle through the gauntlet to make sure he didn't arrive to WrestleMania 100%. He's putting him in triple threat matches. He put him in a match with Necro Butcher, the hardcore icon in FCW. He put him in a high-flying match with cruiserweights. He put him in a handicap match against himself and Triple H on 2 weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown, but Kurt Angle has overcome all the odds. But now the biggest obstacle in his way is Triple H. Because when we look at it, we peel back the layers of this feud itself. 7 single matches. 7. And Triple H has won 5 of 7. 1 draw and 1 loss. Kurt Angle, it's crazy. Last year's WrestleMania, his only win over Triple H was last year one-on-one. So Kurt Angle, he's got that WrestleMania rub. But tonight, can he finish the story? Can he win the World Championship, or will it be game over for the Olympian Kurt Angle? We'll have to find out. Kurt Angle comes out first. Triple H comes out second as the World Champion. Chad, does Kurt Angle finish the story, or is it game over for the Olympian? Chad, you're either on mute or we have an internet issue. You tell me. Well, I can't hear Chad at all, so let's see what he picks. Chad, are you still there? Chad, is your mic on mute? Chad, your mic is on mute. No, the mic itself, not the Discord mute. Your mic itself. Unbelievable. What a blue ball moment. This kid, technical difficulties on Pringle's side. Well,
I picked Kurt Angle.
Chad picks Kurt Angle. Chad.
Yes. I've never even touched it. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah, just okay.
Weird.
Chad picks Kurt Angle.
I do. That's 100. Yep. Bam.
Triple H closes the door on Kurt Angle.
No!
Triple H
won!
retains the WWE Championship.
No.
Sorry, Kurt. The story is over.
Damn.
Game over. Triple H is still your champion. And that is WrestleMania, a 99. Our first Mania without 100 in years, but we'll take the win regardless. What a show. What a Chad having technical difficulties at the end. We'll edit those out so you can't.
Or we won't, whatever.
We'll probably keep them in because I'm an idiot. Chad, that's WrestleMania.
Hell yeah. Biggest show of them all.
How do you feel about it?
I loved it.
Is that your favorite?
Kurt Angle not winning is wild, but I like the show. It was a good Mania.
Yeah. Hey, Cody didn't win his first one either.
You're right.
You gotta trust the process.
Kurt Angle hasn't won any of them.
True. Well, Triple H is an asshole.
True.
We gotta have some politics backstage, brother.
Exactly.
It's not all clean ice and nasty sheets.
Our reign of terror continues.
Our reign of terror. Kurt Angle, 4-time world champion, denies Kurt Angle of his first one. That's 2 straight years the Royal Rumble winner doesn't win.
That's crazy.
We'll see. We'll see you for April Backlash and Spring Stampede. I think, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.